We're installing the off-the-line performance billet intercooler. This will work for any aftermarket intercooler as far as getting to know what you need to do to install. We have the Chargepipes to pair with it. So we're gonna have a chapter markers of installing which part. So maybe you do just the intercooler piping, maybe you do just the intercooler. We're gonna get into all of that in this video. Let's unbox these first and we'll get into it. First look at the off-the-line performance charge pipe intercooler piping kit. We got all of our connectors. We've got the raw aluminum piping. You can see it all welded together. Real nice. Got the nut certs. We're gonna take it a step further and Cerakote these really pretty. You got the OTL branding, red inside, black outside. All the clamps come with it. When you're looking into this product, you have the option for couplers to do the 1.75 inch or the 2 inch. Most aftermarket intercoolers are gonna use 2 inch, but the off-the-line performance that we're doing in this video on this car, OEM as well, you're gonna use the 1.75. So that's what we have here. And then you can see we have the raw finish here, but you can get it in black, red, or raw from OTL. We're gonna do something custom, so I got the raw from them. And otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. You've got passenger side, driver side pipes, and we're gonna get rid of the more than likely prone to failure plastic charge pipes. You got a lot of boost pressure going through pipes over a long period of time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when one of them cracks and dries depending on what kind of weather climate you live in. It's good to replace it with some quality parts like this that can handle boost pressure for a long time. Put some nice couplers on it and have that much more confidence and get a little bit more flow through your turbo system in your car so it performs better and more consistently. This is the race intercooler from OTL. This is wild. This has billet end tanks. Really nice packaging so it doesn't get damaged in shipping. You have the optional OTL stencil. This is a unit right here. Let's get a measuring tape. This core is 6 inches in diameter. Do you see this thing? Look at all the welds. Mid-install, check out the difference in the cores for the intercoolers. Look how thin this is. Look how thick this is. You can put so much more air inside this and cool it so much more effectively. It keeps intake air temperatures down, increased boost pressure for longer, your engine's happier, you can beat out on the track, on the street, race people pull after pull after pull, and keep optimized performance in your car running as fast as it can. These are huge for these small engines with turbochargers. One of the better mods out there for sure. No matter if you live in a hot climate or cold, this is huge. That air going into your engine, the colder it is, the more power you can run, the more timing, etc. The engine's just gonna be happier. So the more efficient your cooling system is for that charged pressurized air in the turbo system, the better off you'll be, especially if you're on a track. Like, this is the most goated thing, but if you daily it and you like to have fun in your car, and if you live in a place like we do here in Phoenix, Arizona, where it's really hot in the summer, having it as close to ambient temperature as possible is feasible with something like this all the time. No matter how many pulls you do, it just stays cold with something like this. A lot of these turbo 4-bangers, but now 3-cylinder, called a 3-banger, that's kind of crazy, do really well when you put one of these on. It just brings the car to life, pull after pull, because they are very prone to heat soak, because you really have to drive them hard to get somewhere. So this is a really cool piece from OTL. Not too often you get a billet end tank intercooler for this price. And if you're wondering why do they need to make this billet, you can be way more detailed about the flow and the shape of everything inside to maximize efficiency of the airflow. So things are straighter, less resistance. It's a game essentially of just finding the path of least resistance. And there's nothing more specific than with CNC, because you're putting a chunk of metal in a machine and it's literally grinding it out. A perfect design that you build on like a CAD software, so they can get really detailed on what's inside here to direct the airflow in the way they want to through this giant intercooler core to cool things off. We did get our charge pipes back from Matt over at Arizona Cerakote. He did this nice black color I wanted to go super neutral for the engine bay. So all the parts that I could, I'm getting Cerakoted the same color. So this engine bay looks super OEM plus. So if you want to Cerakote your parts to add an accent color, to make something look OEM plus, to go with the color scheme that you have, there's tons of colors with the link in the description. I'll leave this black color and information on the screen. On Cerakote's website, you can also find someone to spray it and install it and do your parts for you. So I'll have all the information linked in the description. We're gonna start having some more fun with Cerakote and prismatic powders with the powder coat, but you'll see in some upcoming episodes quite a few things Cerakoted to make this GR Corolla as nice as possible. We're gonna get started on our install, me and Parker, for our intercooler and charge pipes.
Pop the hood.
It's a freaking... I've never done this on this car. It's like deep low in the center. First things first, for our intercooler and charge pipes, we need to get this plate off right here to get our front bumper off. So Parker and I can grab some.
There's seven plastic
Here.
things. Got our little fork tool.
I'm gonna wiggle it, yeah. So if you don't have one of these plastic pry tools, Amazon link in the description. I like this one a little bit better than that one, but sometimes that other one works better, so I just kind of have to have both styles. This fork is a little bit wider, but we're gonna pull off all these plastic clips, make sure we keep them intact. This piece pulls out. Let's leave all these with that organized. We have a 10 mil,
two 10 mils,
and some regular Phillips head screws.
110, 210, newest to
Yeah,
oldest.
top corner is the first to last. We got our bolster. I love this thing, organize our bolts.
Now we're free.
Inside the fender, well, there's these little plastic clips. My tool doesn't work, so I have to get like the smallest flathead I have. Gently pull these out. There's 3. This black one, this performance tool, strikes again with the wind. We got our 3 plastic clips. Now this should just pull out like so. Since we're installing the intercooler and the charge pipe, for the charge pipes we need to remove the whole belly pan. For the intercooler you only need to remove just the front bumper. To make this easy all in one, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the belly pan, and then we're gonna get to these bottom bolts to get the front bumper off. So do as you please as you do. To get the belly pan out, there's a bunch of plastic clips. So we'll use our removal tool again. We have 2 10s and another one in the back middle.
Is that it?
Okay, one right here.
If you need plastic clip removal and AZM, your guy.
Yeah, you are getting those good, but these are brand new. We got to work on some old car. See who breaks the least amount of them. Oh, and another turn. See if this slides out. Oh, another one. 4. Oh, now we're out. All right, belly. Ooh, freshy. That's how you get to the oil filter? That's really nice.
She brand new. Oh, they're right there.
The charge pipes, yeah, that's nice. So we have some 10 mils all around here.
Is there any more clips?
Off. Remove this 10 mil here. Follow all of the outer 10 mils to disconnect it from the bumper. Okay, that should come free now. Got those little baby clips off, pull this out. Now there's something going on right here. I can't quite get my finger on. I think I have an idea how that might work. Oh, I see. Look, this piece of the bumper right here clips right in there. And all I did was take this little tool and just work it out. Just pop that off. You just gotta give it a little...
Want me to lower her down to get that sensor?
So I see a plug into the logo here that has a camera in it, I think, or a sensor. Here's the ambient air temperature sensor. So right here on the passenger side, I see a little clip. See that? There's that clip, disconnected it. It's attached to the crash bar now only, which is good. Then there's where the logo is, there's a sensor. Just gotta reach in there and pinch and pull. It's like 12 pins, so it's got a lot holding it in. Finesse. So this center plug, it's got so many pins, it's stiff. This 45-degree angle needle nose All I did was get behind it and pinch it just enough to hear the click of the release of the plastic clip. And then I grabbed all the wires and just barely started pulling, and then it just releases instead of you fighting it with your hands. So that looks like everything should be disconnected from the bumper. I see these little tabs right here to the headlights. Let's pull those out. Center 10 mil. All right, you grab that side, I'll grab this side.
Wait, there's a plug down here for the
lights.
For the fog lights.
Oh. You get it?
Yep.
When you take off the bumper, there's on both sides these fog lights. Really easy to unclip. That's a fairly easy bumper to take off for a new car.
Should put this in the garage, not in the dirt.
Okay, I can take it. We're gonna get rid of this lower crash bar. Parker's got the foam. You just pull it off, just like that. I've got a 10 mil on a long extension. We're gonna remove this to fit our way bigger intercooler. Save all your bolts, the foam, everything, in case we put this car back to stock or you wanted to. You have this. This is probably not a cheap piece from factory, like Jay at OTL said in their video. I agree. We're gonna take off the crash bar temporarily. Got the foam off. Then we need to get all the wires off. So we've got
some clips.
Starting with this one right here, this little bracket. You just want to get your tool up underneath it and just kind of work it off. And then that pops out like that. Same on this side. That pulls off there. We got another clear one right here. Very carefully get under it, nice and even. All the way one in here. Pulled out. You got one on the back side over here. That one popped out. Ambient air temperature sensor. We're gonna unclip, take off the wire there. Parker's got a 10 mil. Everything is released as far as I can see from there. Now we just have these big bolts right here.
Now we have 8 14 millimeter bolts. And this is hollow, so you can let the bolts fall in there.
You can see the back side. Next step, we're gonna get this bracket out of the way. So we have these two 10 millimeter bolts. We're just gonna move it out of the way. So we have an open end ratcheting wrench. Can we just set this out of the way? Like up here?
Yeah, so I'm gonna put this nut back on here so we know where it goes, so don't lose it.
So in these corners, I'm gonna push this plastic piece up to get them out of the intercooler on both sides. Then Parker's gonna come in with a tool, get these plastic clips.
Like these things you pinch in at the top.
Oh. It's like a reverse plastic clip. Look at this up close. And it's like, interesting.
We can just set this back up here too.
Yeah. These plastic pieces right here are gonna get trimmed off right along here. So we're gonna get that done. So next point of interest, we need to get this hose clamp underneath here. Right there is our hose clamp for the charge pipe. I'm gonna loosen it and then rotate it up. Definitely a 10. Lefty loosey. I'm gonna get in here ever so tightly. Just loosen it. Once it's loose enough, you can rotate that whole clamp up. So you can see Parker's going in
the long john.
The long john. I like to call that one Pappy.
Oh, I see.
He's gonna go from the top, wrap this guy off, and stop. Okay, now it's loose all the way. We're gonna do that again on the other side. Lefty loosey, just gonna go up in here. It's hard to get the wrench in there, but I got my little 1/4 inch drive ratchet. Just gonna loosen it till I can rotate it. And stop. Now we're gonna take the intercooler off. Max efficiency. Now we need to finagle. Oh, okay. Tip, reach your arm underneath and pull that charge pipe. Then you can just pull this side off. Here's our factory intercooler.
Now you just walk straight to your trash can and put it in there. We're gonna take these little rubber grommets and pop them out and put them on the new one.
So let's try and put a screwdriver through it. I've never seen that. Wow. So that was holding us in. It's a metal piece in the center. So you push the rubber in. Fancy. So we also have this rubber piece right here, which slides off, and then it just pops on that one. Boom.
It's almost like they know what they're doing.
This thing's annoying, so I'm gonna get this plastic clip here. And
no.
okay, you're free after that one.
Dose.
First charge pipe business is we need to disconnect the hose from right here. That's gonna get replaced. So we have 2 bolts holding the actual pipe to the chassis, and then we have our hose clamps that are 10s also. Everything's 10 on this thing, I love it.
It's a 10 out of 10.
Find a ratchet and socket combination that can fit in between the fender liner and the chassis. Both bolts are out. Just need a 10 mil right here. Can you fit that thing in there? You're not gonna be able to see this on video, but you'll figure it out. Yeah. She is. Now we're gonna get the other side. Stock intercooler piping off. If we go under here, it's really short. I can just pull this down. So up here is a 10. I just have a little 1/4 inch drive. Easy to get my paws on. It's got some threads on it, so this one might not come off as easy. And then I'll put my factory clamp just on here so I don't lose it. This goes like that.
Should put this down so you can see it.
This plastic pipe right here gets removed. It's part of the factory charge pipe. And that's loose, but we have to get this bracket off up here. You follow the charge pipe up top here. We're gonna get this clamp up here. Patiently loosen it. Now let's see if we can twist and wiggle it out. And there's our last piece of the puzzle. And this little coupler is similar to the one we have from OTL. Slide that up there now. So the coupler that goes from bigger to more narrow, you're gonna slide on your hose clamp like this. Then we're gonna slide it up in here and push it on that factory location. Get your hose clamp to a healthy position. Then I'm gonna take my screw gun. Get that snug on there. You can see the Off the Line Performance logo from the top. Grab it, that feels good. I wanna leave that.
Want to lift it?
Can you just grab it from the top? So I threaded it through. Now I'm just gonna push it into the coupler. Take a peek down here. That's in a good spot. Now I'm gonna snug my clamp on, not tight, but snug. So think about how much PSI goes through your turbo system. It's all going through these pipes and these clamps, so you don't want to mess this part up. Or else you end up with boost leaks. Oh, I went way too tight on that. Okay, that ain't going anywhere. Grab your 7 mil on a ratchet and just check these clamps. You kind of know. If you know, you know. Take it to the limit, but don't break it. So it's tight. We have the driver's side in. Let's move to the passenger. So we need to get the car up, or you can slide under it if you're doing it on jack stands. Park has the passenger side all ready to go. All the clamps are ready to rock. We have the factory bolt ready to go. So we're gonna try and slide it up in there. This is probably the most important clamp of them all because this is all the pressure coming out of the turbo. So we need to make sure that clamp is even and aligned correctly.
I'm gonna need you to push on it like right before I snug it up, okay?
Okay. Arm workout, shoulders on fire.
Forearm workout, boy. This thing moves like a snail too.
10 years later. Pro tip, take all the slack out of your hose clamps before you slide them up in. Otherwise, your shoulders are gonna be on fire and forearms like this guy.
All right, I think this extension is making it harder, honestly.
Extension's making it harder, huh? Beep, 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 beep.
Beep, 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 shut up. Y'all making me nervous.
Stage fright, new guy problems. The coupler that connects to the turbo side is difficult. I had to like reach up with a 7mm and an extension and like tighten that hose clamp through here, and Parker held the other side. You can do it by yourself, it's a little more difficult, but with two people you can kind of man it. So he held it in place while I tightened it from here. And now we have it hand tight so we can connect the rest of the piping. Pro tip, like I talked about, let's take the slack out of this, get it to a smaller size to start.
Grin, boys.
Okay. All right, let me get this set up. We're on a money spot. Just gotta tighten it. Beautiful.
With this 10mm bolt.
To put the bracket on up here. If you stab one of those cores, we're cooked. Mocking this up to figure out what we need to trim.
You're definitely gonna need to trim higher.
Yeah, so now we know it's that higher line.
Okay.
Nice. This is some lubricant spray.
That can go in there?
Yeah, it just dries. So that way it just slides right in. It's gotta get in this corner first. There you go. That looks really good. Right there. There it goes. I need to get some oomph behind it.
So the coupler is too far onto the charge pipe, so I'm gonna loosen it and scoot the coupler right even so it's flush on the intercooler.
We come over here, we grab this pipe, and you can do this, and those hose clamps are solid, then you're good. Now we're gonna go to this one, adjust it. We have this clamp perfectly centered, half and half of the charge pipe and the intercooler, so I can snug these clamps on now. And our charge pipes and couplers are all tight on the intercooler. The turbo system is complete. Now we just need to tighten the charge pipe to the bracket that's up here. Parker's gonna sneak in this 10mm while I pull back the plastic. That thing ain't going nowhere. Sweet, I like this. This looks really good. Tight.
He's snapping like this.
Oh, remember they said to trim this? Pick up where we left off.
So what you do is you put the whole bumper on and you put it all back together, and then you just gotta make sure it fits right, and then you take it back off and then you put the crash bar on. Now to make sure it all fits. 14.
This is important because you need to hide the silver behind your grill.
Even has an arrow, so if you can't read.
Like you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even like go to school anymore, so. So to get the bumper to fit, we have to cut right here basically to where this is bolted on and attached so that this doesn't hit the intercooler.
Yeah, so basically it's everything on the other side of my hand, just a flat edge.
Gotta put our
fogs in without scratching the bumper on the fender. Snap it in under the headlight. Well, we fit though. Yeah, you could see where we cut park like really easy.
Oh yeah.
That's a,
It looks clean.
yeah, it looks great.
Oki got it perfect.
Yeah, cool. We're on the home stretch.
Now that we got the bumper, the rest of the bumper snapped in, we can take this side fender liner and where we took it off and snap it back in right there to the bumper.
When you put the bumper back, don't forget to put these ducts back like we did. Let's go like this.
Yeah.
Putting these little clips back in. These things are the smallest clips I've ever seen. Don't forget that plug that goes into the bumper. That's not even it, I don't think. There it is. It's over here underneath you.
Oh, it's literally right there. Wow, right for my face.
All right, so it looks like some sort of crash sensor. We got our radar deal plugged back in. Now we can put this 10 mil back.
These
right
need
here.
to clip in. Look,
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, on the headlight. This big 10 mil is right here. Yeah, because the ducting right here. Everything's mounted. Bumper's good. That's a wrap for the front mount and charge pipes. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out us installing the intake video right here for some extra turbo noises. We'll see you over there.